It's a weird thought, right? Have you ever felt like you're being crushed by your own success? Like the very thing you've been working so hard for has become this massive weight on your shoulders? Well, there's a tarot card that totally gets that paradox, and that's what we're diving into today. All right, so here it is, the Ten of Wands. And look, at first glance, this card seems, well, pretty obvious. You've got this figure, he's totally hunched over, struggling with this huge bundle of wands. For pretty much everyone, this image just screams one thing. I am so overwhelmed. But here's the thing, what if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if we're only seeing half the story? I mean, is this guy really about to collapse? Or is he actually holding the full weight of his own success, his own power? That's the question we're going to try and answer. Okay, so first things first. Let's talk about the story we all know. The usual interpretation you get when this card pops up. It's that classic story of just struggle, of being pushed right to the absolute limit. Yeah, most modern books and readers will hit you with these keywords. They'll say it's all about overextending yourself, taking on way too much, shouldering all the responsibility. You know that feeling? When you're just completely taxed to your limit? That's what they say this card is all about. And this quote, wow, it really nails that feeling, doesn't it? Nothing exists for this man except his burdens and responsibilities. It's like you're so consumed by the struggle, you can't even look up to see where you're headed. All that matters is the weight. And man, that is so relatable. I think we all know what that feels like. You're just so laser focused on the next deadline, the next project, just getting through it all. You feel just like this guy, just holding on for dear life, waiting for that moment you can finally drop everything and breathe. But hold on. What if we've been so focused on his struggle, on the burden part, that we've completely missed some major clues hiding in plain sight? It's time we take a closer look, like really zoom in on what's going on here. Okay, so look past the guy for a second. Look way in the distance. See that? There's a town, a home, a destination. He's not just wandering around aimlessly with his heavy load. No, he is heading somewhere. He's got a purpose. So that just totally changes things, right? It makes you wonder, what if this isn't a picture of failure at all? What if what we're actually seeing is that final exhausting push to the finish line? The last mile of a really long but ultimately successful journey. And this is where the plot thickens. We get to the historical twist in the tale of this card. Because it turns out, this card has a super complex history, with meanings that seem to completely contradict each other. I mean, even the guy who created this deck, A.E. Waite, basically said so himself. In his book, he's like, this card has a lot of meanings, and some of them just don't line up. He's pretty much telling us, hey, this one's a bit of a puzzle. And you can see that conflict right here. You've got the modern idea, struggle, burdens, overextending yourself, but then the historical meaning points to things like fortune, gain, success. So what gives? How can it possibly be both? Okay, check this out. It gets even more interesting when you put the Ten of Wands next to the Ten of Pentacles. Now, the Ten of Pentacles, that's like the ultimate card for wealth, stability, family legacy. And where is our guy in the Ten of Wands headed? He's walking right towards that scene of prosperity. He's literally bringing his harvest to the place of success. So maybe the point isn't that it's one or the other. Maybe it's both at the exact same time. And that's where we hit on the really deep message here. Success is heavy. This quote from White is literally the key. He says it's fortune, it's gain, it's success, and then it's the oppression of these things. Think about that. It's not the struggle for success. It's the burden that comes from it. The responsibilities, the pressure, the sheer weight of having achieved what you wanted. And there's actually a term for this. Tarot scholar Paul Foster Case called it the fullness of power. It's not just about being weighed down. It's about hitting the absolute peak of your game and having to carry all the good stuff that comes with it. The responsibility, the honor, even the need to be generous. So let's just totally reframe those 10 wands for a second. What if they aren't 10 problems you have to solve? What if they're, say, 10 massive strings of income, or a huge, bountiful harvest you're bringing home all by yourself? What if this image isn't about struggle at all, but about shouldering the full, glorious weight of your own power? Okay, so let's bring this all back to you and me.
How does this totally change how we look at the burdens we're carrying? It really is all about shifting your perspective.
Think of it like this. That physical effort, that's not a sign you're about to break. It's a sign of your incredible health and stamina. You are strong enough for this. Those wands aren't just burdens. They're your massive harvest. And that town in the distance, that's the secure financial fortress you've built. Yeah, the weight is real, for sure. But it's the weight of responsibility, not the weight of failure. So, I really hope this gives you a completely new way of looking at that is probably one of the most misunderstood cards in the whole deck. And hey, if you had fun flipping this perspective with us, do us a favor and hit that like button, leave a comment, and definitely subscribe because we've got a lot more deep dives like this coming up. So, I'll leave you with this one last question to chew on. Take a real, honest look at the weights you're carrying right now. Are they actually burdens you need to drop? Or are they your magnificent, heavy harvest, the proof of all your hard work, just waiting for you to carry it that last little way home?